Hey, so we're here in Frankfurt now, here for the weekend. We are going to be going to a couple of bits tomorrow, so I think a couple of museums maybe. So the metro, we managed to buy the ticket. It was about €13, similar to what we paid in Cologne actually, to get from the airport down to centre. Pretty cheap for 5 of us. And one thing we did notice, and the same in Cologne, and the same on the train from Cologne to Frankfurt, basically nobody has checked our tickets. There's no ticket gates. We easily could have got on all the trains and not paid. So I don't know if people do buy tickets. Presumably they do. I think we saw in the metro that it was €60 if you didn't pay for your ticket. But we didn't see anybody getting checked or anything, and there was no barriers. It was just walk straight in and walk straight out. So today we came to the Senckenberg Museum, pretty much in the centre of Frankfurt. It's a pretty cool place. There's loads and loads to see. We've probably been here for about 2 hours now, and we'll probably easily spend another hour. Cost €15 for adults, and the kids were free. Well, I think we might have had to pay for the oldest boy. He's 10, and it might have been €6. And yeah, there's loads to see. There's all these dinosaurs in the back. There's a massive room full of all the different fossils and stuff. And then there's loads of stuffed animals in this room. There's all sorts of different kind of mammals from all over the world. Loads of like gorillas, chimpanzees, and all stuff like that. And then there's a whole other section on the other side. There's kind of this big main central staircase over there. There's a whole other section over there that we've not been to yet. We're just having some food at the minute, and there's like a lunch hall bit where you can sit down and bring your own food, and I think there's a cafe as well. Upstairs there's kind of a few more rooms up here. So there's stuff there about bugs. Not been in there yet. Fascinating diversity, it says. There's this big, is this a sperm whale, I think? There's this kind of big central staircase. It goes down, there's a couple of other floors down there. So be stuff under the sea, I presume, in there, like sea life and stuff, sea animals. There's just loads, there's so much. It's such a big place. There's loads and loads to see. It's well worth coming to. There are a couple of other museums in and around Frankfurt, but this is one of the bigger ones. See lift access there as well. You've got push chairs and stuff. So we're just about to get on the Apfelwein Express, and we get the Frankfurt apple wine on there, and I think the kids get some apple juice. I think it's fizzy apple juice maybe. We had it in a pub the other day and it was fizzy, so I don't know. We'll see when we get on there. It takes you a little tour around the city and you can kind of hop on and hop off. So yeah, we'll see what it's all about. So once we made it onto the Apfelwein Express, we paid the guy in cash. It was really reasonable. It was €8 for adults and €3.50 for kids. And that actually included the drink as well. For adults, you get a bottle of apple wine, which is a bit like a cider if you're from the UK. It's 6%, so it's quite strong. Kids get an apple juice. The guy was telling us quite a bit of information about the tram. So the one that we actually rode on was built in 1952, and it got repurposed into the Apfelwein Express in 1976. So they are in their 50th year this year. So after we went on the Apfelwein Express, went for a walk around Roma Square, just went in a couple of different shops around near the square, and afterwards we went out to a really, really nice traditional German pub. We're going to be leaving Frankfurt to head up back to Cologne this morning, and then we're going to get the train again down to the airport. It takes about 15 minutes or so from Cologne Central, and then our flight's at like 2 o'clock this afternoon back to London Stansted. Yesterday we had a really good day in Frankfurt. We went to the Senckenberg Museum, we did the Apfelwein Express, that was really good. We went to this really nice like traditional German pub for like food and drinks, and it was really nice in there. It was like a 130-year-old building. It was absolutely packed, and it was a really, really nice, good vibe in there. Very family friendly as well, quite a few people with kids in there. But we got the pork knuckle, which was really nice. I had a schnitzel with Frankfurt green sauce, and that was basically like a really, really herby sauce. It was all right, it was quite nice. Kids had some various different bits like frankfurters and stuff like that, so it was all pretty nice, it was decent. So we left Frankfurt then and headed back for Cologne. The train that we'd booked, we managed to get a seat in the family area, which was quite good. So it just meant there was a few places like hook stuff. It was quite spacious. There was tables. There was other kids on the train as well. So it just meant that you didn't mind if the kids were being too loud and stuff. It didn't really matter too much.
Cologne airport was actually quite nice. There was this play area for the kids where there was a plane that they could play in. It looked right out over the apron and the runways, and could do a bit of plane spotting as well whilst you were there. We had a walk around. There's a couple of different shops. There's a few bars and restaurants and stuff as well, so there was a few bits that you could get to eat and drink, and a couple of vending machines too. The reason that we flew from Cologne instead of Frankfurt was because it was actually quite a bit cheaper for us rather than flying from Frankfurt airport itself. Obviously that's a major international hub, and the prices from that airport seem to be quite a lot more. And this way we got to actually see two cities, because we did see Cologne as well. Previous video to this is the Cologne video if you wanted to watch that too. So all in all, we had a great couple of days in Frankfurt.